Today we are working on a DIY rustic farmhouse, a little bit of shabby chic home decor. Welcome to my channel. My name is Linda. If this is your first time here, I post all sorts of DIY and craft related videos. You might want to go ahead and hit that red subscribe button and notification bell for future updates from my channel. Today's project we will be focusing on using product from Reneabouquets.com, so let's get started. I'll be using the decorative board down below, and then what also that I have here is a piece of paneling board. A friend of mine gave me quite a few leftover sheets of this, and I didn't want to take this piece out to my garage just to cut it in half, so I'm using my craft knife, taking several swipes back and forth, bending and flexing it till I get the cut that I want. And I chose this board because I do like the wood grain look, and I thought it would be perfect for the project today. And now of course I'm just sanding off all the rough edges of both pieces. Got to make it look nice. Set that aside, and what I have here is this bundle of these sticks I got at Habitat for Humanity last year for $1, and I'm going to cut them down into the sizes I need to build the letters for our project today. Now, I originally saw this project on Pinterest, really cute project. It was just made out of wood. It spelled the word love, and then for the O it had a metal shaped heart. So I'm kind of going off that for theme. So I've got my pieces, wood pieces cut, and now I'm painting this board, and you're wondering why am I painting white on white? Because the board was a little shabby looking and I just want to freshen it up. Now I'm going to kind of stain my wood pieces. I'm starting off for the letter L with this antique wax, and I'll paint it on, and it is water-based because you can see here I kind of got it a little bit thick. But I'm able to just spray it down with water from my spray bottle and, you know, a wet paper towel, and I just keep repeating that process till I can get it to the lightest shade possible. And then the next piece I kind of don't go as heavy-handed. And then once you dry it, it dries really light too. I use my heat tool after all these pieces and dry it. And then that lightens up all the waxes and paints and things that I'm using on these. And I'll use 3 different colors today. So as you can see, like I said, the L is kind of this dark brown antique wax by Waverly. And then on the V, I made this really light gray shade, mixing darker gray and white, of course. And then I'm just painting it on really lightly, of course, wetting it down, wiping it off, making it look like a stain. And I'll do that to the 2 pieces here that form the letter V. I really wanted just light neutral colors today, except for the brown. It's a little dark, but I thought it matched in really nicely. But I didn't want to overpower the design and the flowers and things I'll be using. Drying it here, so my heat tool you can see. And then we'll go in on the letter E, and I'm just going in with some plain white chalk paint. Again, really light-handed around the edges. I don't bother painting the back. You don't really see much of it on the back. Doing all the pieces. And then I'll go in, of course, the same way with the water, wet paper towel. A little bit of a process here. I kind of wanted you to see all of it, of course. Last one. And you can see by looking down just how light it is. You could choose to leave it just, you know, plain wood. That would look just as cute. So once I get done doing all my colors, now I'm going in and I'm just kind of sanding everything down. I want it to look all nice and smooth. This wood that I have is pretty rough looking, so, you know, I still want that detail, but I also want it a little bit more smooth as well. So we're going to go in and start assembling. I'm going to lay down these wood grain panel boards first, because I didn't want to cover the whole board on the bottom. I wanted to leave that detail of the center and that detailing of the bottom edge. So, but I just wanted a little bit more color, so I thought these little panel boards would be perfect. Just got to get my ruler in there. Those who've been with me a while, you know I like things all nice and straight if possible. All nice and even. I eyeball a lot of it, but I still come in with the ruler and just double check my eyeballing. Get this glued on. And plus that panel board is really light color too, so it doesn't detract from the design that we'll be putting on the top. But it gives me that wood grain look that goes in with the wooden letters and things like that. Boy, I just keep checking and checking that, don't I? All right, let's come in with our letters. I'm going to kind of start to assemble a little bit, figure out where I need my pieces to be, make sure everything, I'm going to add actual screws, make sure everything is thick enough to house the length of the screws. And I'm just gluing down just a little bit to hold it in place, and then I'll go in with the screws. The screws are more going to be decorative, and so that's why I'm kind of putting the glue on as well. And I've kind of marked off camera how I want my letters to lay, and I'm just kind of going in and erasing where I mark so none of my lines show. I've got my V down there. I had to cut a little bit out because, as you can see here, I keep getting my head in the way. It's been this way for the last couple of videos all of a sudden. But anyway, I'm laying down the letters how I want, gluing them, kind of overlapping them a little bit. You can see that top board of the E, I cut it to you know, at a slant so it can house the V as it kind of lays onto the top of the E. I thought it was kind of cute. And then I'm going in and just adding some screws for, again, for just decorative, and it does kind of help keep the letters together. But I wanted this piece to have like an industrial look, as well as you know, that rustic and that shabby and that farmhouse. So I loved the look of the screws on the original piece that I saw on Pinterest, so I wanted to kind of add that detailing in here as well. I end up changing the screws on the V because they were just too big. It actually split my wood, so off camera I had to go ahead and cut another piece and add smaller screws. This metal piece, I don't know what it is. It's hinged. I have like this big drawer full of all these just odds and ends of metal pieces, and I thought it looked really cool here because it again gave it that industrial look and kind of looked like it was holding part of the E together. So now I'm going to go in and, you know, add glue to the main pieces that will glue down to that bottom board. And you can see how I have all my letters marked. So if you try something like this, maybe mark your wood pieces so you know which is what, since they're all kind of square. And I'm going to lay it down onto the board here, measuring again. I might like it to look rusty, but I definitely like it to look even, only because a lot of my projects that I make and stuff I end up selling at craft shows, so I just like it to be perfect. So we're going to come in now with some product from Reneabouquets. This frame is a deco Heart Deco circle frame, excuse me. It's Reneabouquets Beautiful Board Laser Cut Chipboard Heart Deco circle frame in the medium, and this of course is going to make our O for the love word. And now this is a piece I got off of a project a long time ago. It was like this little bench, and I pulled these two pieces off and I saved them, and I like it because I think it kind of lends to the architectural look of the project. And now this is a Reneabouquets latches. They come in a set of 2, and they're called Victorian Latches Trinkets Pack, and you get 2 different designs of locks here. And I'm just going to use one piece of it, add it to the letter V to, you know, make it look like it's kind of locked on. And now this is just a resin piece from my stash. It's from the company Prima Marketing, and I just thought it looked really pretty, a little railing, you know, kind of added to the shabbiness of the project. These are flowers from Reneabouquets, mulberry flowers, and the colors I'm using here are pale apricot and white. And I'm adding in first some of this sisal. Okay, it's kind of like really thin raffia. It's almost like thread-like thin sewing thread. And so here come in my flowers, the pale apricot, which is just so pretty, and the whites. And I chose these colors because they are very pale in color, so I thought it would look nice with the project, and then just kind of simulate kind of that springtime feel. And so I'm using just a few flowers here, not too many, because I still want this project to have that industrial look. And off camera, I don't think I show you, I'll add in a flower here. This one, it's by Prima Marketing Company again. Pretty pale collection flowers called Dry Desert. They are in Renee's shop. I will have all the links down below to all the product I use from Reneabouquets. These are Beautiful Board products from Reneabouquets. The gears are called Beautiful Board Beautiful Bits gears. The clock hands are decorative clock hands. You get a set of 6, and there are 3 different designs in the set, and the set I'm using is medium size. And then this heart here is Beautiful Board Beautiful Bits. It's just shabby hearts. And beautiful bits means they are just tiny, tiny pieces. So yes, I'm adding some screws into my project. Now these aren't actual screws. These are actually mixed media metal embellishments from a company called 7 Gypsies. I picked it up at one of the major craft stores years ago. It was actually a package of screws. And so I keep them in my stash, and I thought that they would look cute in here and kind of add to you know, the rustic look of all the hinges and things like that that I'm using on this project. So finishing up, these are some stickers from my stash. I just wanted to add a little bit of a quote, "You and me just because." I thought it kind of added to the love word of the project, and I'm gluing them onto really thin cardboard, almost like the thinness of cereal box cardboard, just because it makes them a little more stable to add on to the project. And now I'm just taking scissors, open end of the scissor blade, scraping it around all of the edges of these so it kind of roughens up the paper and makes them look a little bit more rustic. And then I will glue those down and get them into place. I was almost not going to put a title on here, but it just needed a little something more to finish it up. And that completes our project for today. It was really fast and easy, but I love it. I love how it turned out. Leave a comment down below and let me know if you like this too. And of course, if you did, give this video a thumbs up. I will have all the links down below to everything Reneabouquets. So you can come join the Facebook and the Facebook group, and of course .com if you want to go shopping, and again the links to the product I use from Reneabouquets on this project. I will also have links to all my social media. Come follow me on Instagram, on my blog, on Pinterest. I thank you for sharing your time with me, and I'll talk with you again soon. Bye.